What's good, everyone? Jeremy Majors here with Majors Academy Dog Training out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So we'll just kind of wait for people to come in. Come in as you want. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. And yeah, ask me anything about dog training. Ask me anything about dog behavior. Yeah, we got a hot topic today. We're going to talk about those two Pitbulls. I don't know if you heard them, but maybe you read my Instagram post. But we're going to talk about the Pitbull, man, in depth. I've seen a lot of Pitbulls in my day. So anyway, you guys feel free to interrupt me at any time. Yeah, ask questions, as many questions as you like. Okay. Well, we might as well get into it, huh? I guess so. Anybody watching on Facebook? I don't know if I can see y'all's comments. Okay. Yep. Anybody watching on Facebook? You have any questions? Please give me a question to ask or answer. Okay. Someone says open a discussion on scare dogs. I'm getting a puppy, male pups, and the scatter is real. And pits are so misunderstood. Open discussion on scared dogs. Well, appreciate the discussion. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to scared dogs, all they need is time and space. They don't need much else. Dogs move on, they move on quickly, rather quickly. So, there could be puppies from really bad situations and you wouldn't even know it because some dogs are just built different than other dogs. Some dogs can come from great breeders and be scared of everything. So often I get people who say their dog must have been abused, but I don't buy it because I've seen very scared, timid dogs that come from great breeders, great owners. So it has more to do with their genetic makeup. For example, you take a temperament test dog. You take a dog who was bred for service. And that dog you could probably put through hell and it wouldn't be fearful. I've seen it. It's more to do with their genetic makeup, which is actually a really good segue to the topic. A segue to the topic, and the topic is we're going to talk about those pit bulls, eh? We might as well get into it. Let me stretch because this is going to be a doozy. Hey, Jeremy, can you talk about prong collar and using it along with the leather/fabric collar? Prong collar. So prong collar should be here, and then regular collar should be underneath it. And then if you want, you can attach the carabiner to the dead ring. They call it a dead ring on the prong collar. You can attach a carabiner from the dead ring to your regular collar. That way, if the prong collar pops off, you still have the dog. I think hopefully that answered it. Any advice to get a puppy to walk by your side instead of going from one side to the other? Why don't you tell me the age of the puppy? Those of you that are on YouTube, feel free to ask me as many questions as you like, or anything like that. If you are a dog training professional or a trainer and you're watching this on Instagram, come in and join. Can a 7-year-old beagle be trained? Yes. I think I trained a 9-year-old beagle like 6 months ago. Would you use a prong on a young puppy 6 months? Yes. Yes. My answer is yes. 6 months, absolutely can wear the collar. All right. Pit bulls, man. Pit bulls. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it on pit bulls. I'm gonna give you my opinion, man. First dog I ever owned personally was a pit bull. Second dog I owned personally was a pit bull. Third dog I owned personally is a pit bull. I used to work for the Humane Society of Atlanta. They put on free training, free pit bull training for inner city people. And I used to go down there, help inner city folks teach, um, train their pit bull that I guess wouldn't otherwise have a chance or whatever. Um, I did a lot of work with my pit bulls personally. They did a lot of different sports competition. Um, yeah, my brother had pit bulls. If you look back on my personal Facebook page, you look back, you'll see nothing but pit bulls, and I loved it. What would be the youngest age to use prong collar and on puppy in class? I teach class of 2 to 4 months puppies. More so depends on the dog. If the dog is a super puller and intelligent, doesn't matter about the age. Just matters about the level of intelligence. What the puppy has to understand is where it can. Oh, due to poor wireless broadcasts, wireless connection, your broadcast has been paused. All right, we're gonna have to give it a minute. I think Facebook just went down, y'all. Man down. Those of you who are watching and just joined, please feel free to ask any question you like. Please feel free to ask any question about the topic. But if you have a dog and you have any dog training questions, um, yeah, ask some questions. Trying to wait for Facebook to reconnect. I don't know what's going on. Dang it, Facebook. Come on now. See if I can move it. See if it does better. It's not working either. Come on, Facebook. I was just getting ready to start talking about the topic, and then Facebook wanna go out. All right, well, I suppose your live broadcast has ended. That's ridiculous. Crazy. Let me see if I can just do one more thing, guys, and then we'll continue. If it doesn't work, or if it does, we will continue. What the hell? Wow. All right, we're gonna forget about Facebook. Sorry, guys. Hopefully they jump on here or they jump on YouTube. Sorry, Facebook folks. This is just for YouTube and Instagram. All right. Uh, like I said, man, a lot of people, uh, there's a lot of people who think that it's how they're raised, it's how dogs are raised. Uh, couldn't be further from the truth, man. It's not. That's not true. In fact, I don't even know if you can. Some dogs you can't make mean no matter what you put them through. You can't make them mean. Some dogs you can't make mean. Some dogs are just genetically not going to be confrontational. I think we severely underestimate the power of genetics. Okay, so you got you got the terrier side, right? And the terrier side is the side that gets that gets them in trouble. The terrier side. Now, I don't want you to think that pit bulls are what's good, everyone. What in the? Come on. Wow. Facebook and YouTube. Oh my goodness. All right, sorry guys. Facebook is really acting weird. Anyway, all right. So continue about pit bulls. Pit bulls are not dog aggressive. They're not human aggressive. Um, it's not personal. Pits are not. It's not something that. It's not like they want to hurt others, dogs or humans or children. It's not personal. So let's get that out the way. And it's not because they were bred to fight that they are the way they are. It's not because of that. It's because they were bred to be very intense when it came to their hunting abilities, their hunting drive, that prey drive. They have a strong need. I should say, not all of them, but there are those that are out there. They have a strong need to control prey. They have a strong need to control anything that they perceive to be out of control. They have a strong need to control it. That's why the pit bull is where they are. A squeak, excuse me, a squeaking baby sounds like a squeaking rabbit. It's a survival switch. It's a survival switch. People need to know what the hell. A, People need to know what the hell a pit bull is. It's not like other dogs. Y'all need to stop trying to freaking rescue these dogs like you can handle them. Can't. First time dog owners, hell, you need to be aware of what you have. You need to be aware of what you're getting. Get what you have. You need to be aware of what you're getting. And what you're getting could be a very prey driven dog. There are pit bulls who aren't prey driven, but there are those who are. There are dogs who are, not just pit bulls. Um, yeah, who's to blame too? Hell, um, I blame rescues just as much as backyard breeders. I blame rescuers. So many times I get people that say, "Your the rescue didn't tell us about this and that, didn't see this and that while they were in their care." It's like, all right, well, you guys need to learn how to temperament test because you can't put a dog in a home with a family like that. And yes, sometimes the better choice is to put the dog down and not even try and put the dog in a house where it could severely injure people, the neighborhood. They should be held accountable, man. I'm sure those two pit bulls that killed those two children were adopted. I mean, sorry, yeah, that were adopted. And the rescues are not going to be held accountable. But they'd rather save the dog's life without knowing what kind of dog they have, put it in a family, and that's what happens. So the people who are in charge of, not in charge, the people who are willing to rescue these dogs are responsible for making sure they can keep the public and families safe. I don't think they consider that. Yeah, so Alex, there was a family, a daughter, a son. They were really young. I think one was a freaking uh, toddler. The other was right around 4. Man, this is hard to talk about. But yeah, this home had 2 pit bulls, and the the pit bulls 5 months. The pit bulls killed those 2 children. It's crazy. It's a nightmare. But that is a nightmare for me. Um, where did those dogs come from, man? Um, I just think, honestly, I just think, I don't know. I don't think a lot of these dogs are being properly placed in homes. Um, I think the rescues are more worried about the adoption rate more so than the quality of who they're actually taking in. So, as a rescue, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a high turnover rate? I mean, I guess because they make money. I don't know how they make money, but obviously donations. But is it because the number of dogs they have? So you got to put it into it, though. You got to be able to say some dogs are not adoptable. Some dogs should be put down before they're put in houses. Hello, Jeremy. I talked to you about my pit bull that I had put down because he attacked my family. This was the situation I was worried about to happen to my family. Yeah, guys, don't be fooled, man. I mean, I don't care. I, my first 5 dogs, like I say, were pit bulls. I still own one. Um, but I choose truth over what's, uh, I don't know, easy. Don't allow the narrative of it's how they were raised to go unchecked because it's just not true. It's not how they were raised. That is a bunch of BS from a bunch of uneducated people. So, listen, there was a breed of dog at one time that was bred for fighting that was more intense than pit bulls. There was a breed of dog that is now extinct that was more intense than the pit bulls. If anybody knows what breed that is, I will train. I will give you 2 free sessions. If anybody knows what breed that is, I will do something special for you. But again, there was once a breed of dog that was more aggressive than the pit bull that is now extinct because they chose to fight over reproduce. So it didn't matter if the female was in heat, the male and female were going to fight to the death. Yeah, no, you can't Google it because it's too late now. I know y'all are going to Google it by now, so don't even worry about it. Uh, but yes, there is a breed out there, was a breed out there that um, was bred to fight to the death. And That's why they're extinct. But the descendants of this breed still exist today in a lot of different breeds, stemming from the Mastiff to uh, the Boxer and a lot of different breeds in between. The common ancestor is this extinct breed. If you Google it, just type it in anyway. But I'll give you a hint. It was well, no, that'll give it away. Never mind. But anyway, all right, we got some more questions coming in. Holy smokes. Hey Jeremy, just an update on Clovis. He's 3 and turned into a confident, calm, well-behaved, happy guy. 99% of the time is perfect on leash. We wanted to say thank you. Thank you, Laura. Hey, I still got your cup, man. Look it. It's still looking good, eh? It's still looking good. Look it. There's a couple of them missing, but thank you for this. Even though you're a Lions fan, you still made me this cup. Props to you. Okay. Uh Pitties are great in the hands of the right owner. No, not true. I had a pity and I had to put him down. So there were no better hands than me. Some breeders are breeding dogs with human aggressive gene in their bloodlines, causing these complications. That's true. This is a tough one, Jeremy. I have rescued 4 dogs. My baby girl's a pit bull, Bailey May, who I hope you remember. I remember. I believe a lot of responsibility needs to be put on the adult of the owners in the home. See, I told you. I told you most people think like that. I told you. No, no. Mm-mm. No, 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 because that's a scapegoat. That's a way out. You tell people that it's their fault, and when it comes to stuff like that, man, man, you you can have the best owners who have. I have trained really good, dedicated, super dog owners, man, and it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, man. I'm sorry. I don't care how great you are of a trainer, dog person, whatever the freak you want to call you. You got the right dog. You got the dog. There's a dog. There's dogs out there that just no one should be able to. You know the best thing for those fuck. Excuse my language. You know the best thing for those dogs. Let them go see if they will join a wolf pack. That sounds ridiculous, but fuck it. I mean, excuse my language. Um, if you're gonna put them down, why not put them out in the wild? Let them see if they can team up with a wolf pack, and then no, not bull and Bullenbizer. And then if they don't, then they're gonna help another starving animal. Bear with me, man. That's really weird and extreme, but what if? What if like they joined a wolf pack, dude? That'd be sweet. Moscow water dog. No, Moscow water dog ain't more aggressive than the pit bull. Moscow water dog is a hunting dog. Young Joey doing great off leash. Hey, young Joey. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I mean, what do y'all think, man? It's a tough again, it's a really, really tough subject that um Man, I mean, if you would have talked to me, I don't know, 10 years ago, I would have been with you. I would have said, it's not how you, it's, it's not, it's how you raise them or whatever. Pit bulls is how you raise them. And, but again, man, when you tell that, when you put that narrative out there that it's on the owners, no one can clearly define that. You know, there are tons of owners with very, very tough, bad dogs who are trying their ass off, and it's really unfair because they deserve a really good dog, but it's not up to them. It's not up to us. Yes, we can do things to a certain point, but you're talking to a guy who doesn't say no to any dog. Why don't you add yourself to the conversation? I'll just add that this is a great topic tonight. I'm not sure people understand what certain dogs are capable of, and that's nature as well. I mean, just look, just go to the CDC website, check out how many people and children get bit. It's crazy, man. Especially kids. Kids are hospitalized like a insane amount from dogs biting them, and it's getting worse. Google said Moscow. Google don't know what the. All right, well, yeah, Google is okay. Hold on, let's see. Give me a second. Hold on. No, what the? Does anybody know what that is yet? Anybody know what that is yet? What breed it is? Google this. I'll tell. I'll Google this. Google just Google instinct or yeah, extinct fighting dog, and then someone type it in and see if you guys got the right one. Google extinct fighting dog. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Look at how amazing Bailey has come. Now she's working on her therapy dog and international training, and we are going to embark in the canine assisted psychotherapy. She couldn't do that in the wrong place. No, she could not. However, um, Bailey's not even close to the type of dogs that I'm talking about. Not even close. Not even close. I'm talking about a kind of the I'm talking about the kind of dog that is so fixated on its own needs that it will not only attack, well, I shouldn't even say that. Some dogs, those are the higher intense dogs, but I'm even talking about more intense. I'm talking about the dog. There you go, Lindsay. There you go. We got it, guys. We got it. Somebody got it. There you go, Amanda. Okay. Good job, Lori. That's the dog. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you hear about that 80 year old lady going for a walk and got killed by two Argentine dogos? Did y'all hear about that one too? 80-year-old walking down the street, got attacked by two Argentine dogos. Now, Argentine dogos are direct descendants of the Cordoba. Y'all check that out, man. Um, hey, listen, like I say, I mean, the type of dogs that are like that, man, I would, if I saw those two dogs out there even barking behind a fence, I would knock on that door and I'd say, you need to get rid of those dogs because they're going to hurt someone terribly in the community. Let's see. My dog Caesar was 2.5-year-old pit bull. I did multiple trainers and behaviors, prong collar, training, and everything you can think of. He was a great dog, but had two main issues: resource guarding of the kennel and redirect aggression when someone knocked at the door. Me and my family loved him so much and are still heartbroken over the situation. It's an unsafe environment. Well, that's the thing, too, guys. These rescues are adopting these dogs out. Then these people are falling in love with this dog, and this dog is absolutely taking over their lives, holding them hostage. And then they are spending thousands of dollars on training, but you're not going to necessarily out train who they are. It can help, but you're not going to out train who they are. We need to have a more rational discussion about adopting dogs to families. If you're not experienced with dogs and prey drive, don't even consider getting a pit or a pit mix. Now there's some really chill ones out there. I gotta say that there's some real chill ones out there. I own one, but I've also owned one that needed to be put down. Actually, three. um, yeah, they're a lot. So anyway, my main point is, again, we got to be able to, I tell people all the time, I don't care what breed it is. I always ask people, what did the people you rescued this dog from? If it's a rescue, I ask, what did the rescue tell you about this dog? If it's a breeder, I ask, did you get to meet the mother and the father? Because, they should know those things. When you go to get a dog, you got to know those things. You got to know those things, man. Dogs with super high prey drive, they're going to have to be managed. They're not necessarily they're not necessarily dogs that are just going to be free. They're going to have to be managed. I mean, hell, if you've got a protective breed at all, you're going to have to do some management. And that is probably one of the biggest factors to consider when adopting a dog out. How much management do you want to do you want to do? Do you want to do you not care if your dog barks at people? Do you not care if your dog obviously do you not care if your dog confronts people at the door? Do you not care if your dog has the potential to run out in the road after dogs, bikers, UPS man? Because if you have a protective breed, there's going to be a certain level of management that is required. But let's take my golden for example. Um, I don't have to manage her. Um, I do because I don't want her to be obnoxiously friendly. So I still manage her by saying, "Go lay down." But I don't have to worry about a potential situation. And if you let your dogs run up and jump on people on the door, I mean, that's crazy. All right. We got some, excuse me. Okay. Don't these types usually display other tendencies before attacks? Um, what do you mean? Tendencies? Like what? Experience enough to be able to decide to put down. We got Caesar from a shady breeder, but they look legit. But there was red flags that were unnoticed because I was grieving from losing my 7-year-old pit from cancer. I mean, that's real too, man. I mean, we get so emotional and we end up, you know, doing things that we normally wouldn't do. That's real. But people have got to really consider who they're bringing into their home with their children because you are responsible to protect your children. I even call out some guys like, how is it that your children are getting bit? Why are you letting this happen? How are you letting this happen? It's like, I feel like the protector of the house should also be able to protect that aspect too. So, yeah, my rescue fans ain't gonna like this one. No, ain't gonna like this one. But it just seems like they're in the business of just rescuing a bunch of dogs they don't know crap about. They don't even have systems to even get to know the dog. You have to be able to push a dog to know what their threshold is. Ain't none of them doing that. I promise you that. I mean, there's probably somewhere diamond in the rough type place that are just doing amazing fucking work and that needs to be able to share their system to all these other rescues because I mean they're not temperament testing these dogs. What the hell's a temperament test? Their temperament test is probably laughable. What they um, what do they do? Oh, they fuck. Excuse me. Sorry. They bring in a stuffed animal, a stuffed dog, to see if the dog is dog aggressive. Wow. Um, that's really dumb. That's what needs to be evaluated. Give me that position. I'd be the what would you call that? temperament testing systems coordinator consultant. I'd say, look, this is the problem. We have this many bites, and it's increasing each year. And what is it? Something like 70% of dogs adopted are being returned. There is there that just means there's such a miscommunication and between rescue and adopters. There's so much. Uh, it all comes down to it all comes down to saving as many lives as possible and adopting out as many dogs as possible. So if you allow that narrative of it's how they were raised to go unchecked, then you really are, allowing this problem to occur. Nobody in rescue should think like that. Nobody in rescue should, if they're rationally thinking, and they're thinking, all right, we've got these pit bulls, they've been here for a while. Damn, that sucks. It hurts. However, I'm not going to adopt these pit bulls out to just any family. So it comes down to the integrity of the rescue. And those two dogs that killed those children should have never made it to that home. If they were truly temperament tested with someone who deeply knows, because it's a big deal to make that decision. But someone who temperament tested, who deeply knows uh, what prey drive looks like and what's too much. That's a difficult. That's very difficult to to assess, and I'm sure that could come with its own difficulties because it's an emotional thing. And some people would say that dog didn't need to be put down. Someone would probably say that that dog didn't need to be put down. Those dogs didn't need to be put down. It was just the wrong household. Bull shit. Don't go on. Don't let people think that. Don't let people tell you that it was how they were raised. Nah, it's not. It's how they were. It's how they were. It's who they are. Their need to control is next to impossible to to dissolve. Their need to hunt and control is like LeBron James' need to play basketball. There may be miscommunications from rescues to adopters, vice versa. Adopters need to be clear and honest about what the home environment is like and what they are capable of. Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. However, rescues need to become, and there's a rescues that are tough, and so not all rescues. But if I was a rescue, I'd be able to really learn how to ask the right questions. Um, right away, guys. I mean, listen, if you've got a high prey drive pit bull in your rescue, hell, you'd be better off really trying to get someone that has a working dog background. So do I think the family is at fault? No. I don't think the family's at fault. I don't care what they did or didn't do. They're freaking pit bulls. Who they had 2 children, and they had 2 pit bulls. Um, no. I mean, listen, okay. This is what I this is what I this is what I, this is what I guess to be the situation. I don't know specifically the situation, but let's just guess because it's more than likely that those 2 dogs were adopted. Um, the reason why wait, what? You missed what? Um, the reason why I wouldn't put a lot of I haven't even touched on what the family could have done is because I know that there's little that could be done. Again, when I haven't answered it yet. I'm answering it like now. Hopefully you can hear me. But like I said, with all of the management in the world, and I am over protective of my dogs. Um, I still recognize that they are who they are and they do have limitations. My Great Dane is not around my children without my supervision. Never will be. I have 2 other dogs that are fine, but I'm a trainer and there are limits that trainers cannot even go above, get above. Like I said, there's a dog breed that decided to end themselves. There's a breed of dog that became extinct because of who they are, not how they were treated. I foster with fetch, and every time we have to euthanize a dog, very rarely, we get so much blowback, even if the dogs are dangerous and could literally kill someone. Yeah, those people are not. It's not good to make people feel bad about things they have no idea about. Yeah, man. I mean, they're predatory animals, and we want to act like there was even a narrative of saying they're not 99% wolf, and they're still 99% wolf. I had someone argue that point with me one time. But what they're really doing is verbalizing their own lack of effort in their own situation with their dog. Yeah, it's a tough one, y'all. It's a tough one, man. I mean, my main thing is um, a dog to me, there's nothing special about any breed. Why are we why are we so stuck on a breed? I'm more so stuck on the species, the dog. I don't really care about breed. I really care about temperament, um, which may sound in some strange way contradictory, but I don't necessarily have a favorite breed. I think I can find a high prey drive dog in almost any breed, and vice versa. I could um, find a laid back dog in any other breed. However, purpose driven dogs are going to be more likely than not act like the purpose they were bred for. So, what I do blame rescues for is again not being able to articulate to the general public that everyone wants to avoid the pit bull conversation for blowback, and I get it. But why aren't we saying, hey, um, first of all, there's got to be a standard of prey drive. There's got to be a level of prey drive to where we can say, all right, this prey drive is too high for the average pet owner. So if we're going to adopt this dog, we've got to start somewhere different than if we were to adopt out a prey driven dog. And that can even go for shepherds. That can go for any sort of dog that was bred for a purpose. Really needs to find that level of drive for that purpose and take into account that some people can't handle hounds or cattle dog mix or shepherd mix. You got to be able to know what kind of dog it is just based on the looks, and then be able to distinguish how much of who they are is too much of that breed, like a high prey drive German Shepherd. Um, I've got a client coming to me next month that has two Belgian Malinois. It was adopted. The rescues told them that they were German Shepherds, and this lady is a first time dog owner and now has two Belgian Malinois in the house. So I sit here and I receive these phone calls, and I'm just like, why in the hell would you do that to this family? Belgian Malinois? Damn. Anyway, any of you guys have any questions, comments, please feel free. Let's keep the conversation going. If I hurt your feelings, I'm so sorry. I'm just telling my truth, my experience. My truth isn't the truth. It may be part of it. As a trainer, I'm often approached to rehabilitate human aggressive dogs. I refuse to put myself and family in danger. My opinion is always to humanely euthanize. No human should be in danger from any dog, especially a domesticated one. I agree. I agree. And good on you for not training those dogs because it's not easy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, a lot of trainers think they want when they get their start they want to train aggressive dogs, and it's not. No, don't. There's plenty of dogs who aren't aggressive to train. Enjoy your training. Don't put yourself in danger. These dogs could really hurt. Some dogs are bred to neutralize. They won't stop until you stop moving. How do you know when to recommend a dog being euthanized? When they go through my training. I'm just kidding. Um, so you know, that's a great question. Great question. How do you know when you to say enough is enough? Man, it's hard to answer. Um, there's a lot of factors that should be taken into account, are taken into account when I receive those phone calls because I receive those phone calls. Um, how do you know? So, great question. Um, so it's tough because this is what I ask. I always want to figure out how many other choices the dog has. What's the overall attitude of the dog? What's the ego of the dog? Does the dog have a big ego? Has the dog truly ever met the word no? I mean, have they actually had a chance to to meet a boundary that is not going to flex for nothing? Because when dogs come to me that are aggressive and I present them with that, a lot of dogs are okay after that. Um, they have to they have to be faced with structure. Um, and again, I'm thinking this is what I ask though. I really. So this is what. So this is what I ask. Does your dog jump on people and you? Does your dog bark uncontrollably? Can your dog be in a crate? Does your dog pull on leash? Does your dog come when called? Does your dog beg for food? Is your dog in your bed? Does your dog follow you around the house? Does your dog rush the door? If those of if most of those questions are answered yes, I wouldn't even say most. If more than two of those answers of those questions are answered yes, then right away I say I need to work with them before I can tell you. I would be able to tell you to put them down. I don't like telling people to put their dogs down if I've never met them. Even if I did meet them, veterinarians they they need to they need to be slapped when they recommend euthanasia. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe no one should deal with a dog trying to bite them. I guess I don't know. I'm used to it. So I got to know how many bad choices the dog is allowed to make. Because let's say if none of those things were true, dog didn't do any of that and was still aggressive, then absolutely. But most of the people that I work with, they know their dog isn't crazy. On some level, the dog's a sweetheart. But maybe 10%, 5% of the time, the dog is not easy to deal with. So it's a good question. It's complex. It's um, has the dog had training before? Is another question, I guess. How bad was the bite? Where the location of the bite? Um, yeah, how many times? And again, what was it over, too? What was the situation? Even if the dog bit, if the dog is comfortable biting the owners, then that's another big factor too. Because some dogs just bite strangers. Some dogs bite owners and strangers. So, um, meanwhile, do I watch Upstate Canine Academy? Yes, I'm familiar with Upstate Canine Academy. It does great work, seems like. Meanwhile, a friend of mine has three small kids, and she's looking at buying a European imported bloodline GSD breeder for home protection. She is the first time dog owner, and she doesn't see she shouldn't. Oh yeah, yeah, not good. Three small kids sounds like a. I mean, it could be good though. I mean, but she's gonna have to need help. I think and European bloodlines. Everyone's so up in arms about a European bloodline. My German Shepherd has European bloodline. Like, so what? It just means then it's gonna be weird. I don't care about no European bloodline. Doesn't mean anything except it's going to be culturally European, which is different from over here. If she does this, that dog will end up in a shelter because she doesn't have time and knowledge to give it. Exactly. I mean, that's those facts. If the bites are increasing from level 2 bites to a level 4, then that should be taken into consideration, in my opinion, because the level 6 bites can kill. So I'm not familiar with the different levels, but that system seems to be interesting. All right, those of you guys who are watching and just joined, feel free to add to the discussion. Tell me your personal experience with the baddest pit bull you've ever experienced, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about pit bull. And yeah, chime in with what you got. Ask me any questions about them. I will give my absolute truth. It will not be biased, even though it should be, because again, my first they the reason why I'm dog training was because of pit bulls. I owe them a lot because they taught me a lot. And they also provided me with protection over and over and over again. They may have saved my life and I wouldn't even know it. So I have to pay homage to that breed, but I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat because I'm emotional about it. I want people to really understand what they have so no one gets hurt. Family is can you go into why you had to put your dogs down? Of course, because they were absolutely insane. Well, I would say this: they decided to cross a line that um, I didn't want crossed. So they um, would always fight. I had two males and one female, and bad combination, I know. But actually, one was a pit bull cane corso mix, and the other one was a pit bull. Both two other the other two were pit bulls. They all had all of them had that high prey drive, need to control temperament. I took those dogs in because I really wanted to learn as much as possible about the toughest, what I would consider to be the toughest dogs out there, because I needed to learn my limit. I needed to learn my the training limit, I guess you could say. I needed to learn. I wanted to be able to relate to people, and I also just loved the I loved pit bulls. And I was also under the impression at the time that I could make this work with these dogs. So I got all of them, and whew, it's probably I added a young pit bull male who I was going to use for Schutzen, who I did use for Schutzen, which is just dog sport, German dog sport. And so I knew his father. This is a perfect example, guys. I knew his father. My brother had his father, and I knew how intense and prey driven this dog was. So I said, I want one of his puppies. Actually, I said I want the alpha litter out of that puppy. alpha the alpha male out of that litter. And so I got him, and his name was Mac. And he was all that I could ask for, super friendly with humans, amazing. But when it came down to wanting to control prey, um, he was very intense. I mean, I still got videos of him on YouTube, me training him to channel that drive in him. That's all you can do for a dog like that, is try and channel it. Um, and then, and then my other Cane Corso pit bull, I did some Schutzen training with too, because I don't know, he was a Cane Corso, and I got him biting the sleeve a couple times. And then Mama was just she wasn't prey driven in the same way, but she definitely was big on wanting to control, and super alpha female. Lifted her leg to pee and that sort of thing. And so when I was out of town and I would have someone let out my dogs, I think it was Tobias or Mama, but one of them would bark real tough, and that would set off Mac, my pit bull, to want to attack the male. And they got into some pretty heavy fights. And time that um, one time my wife was letting them out, and they decided to do that same thing, and they didn't stop when my wife was pregnant with my firstborn. They did not stop um, when my wife wanted them to stop, and that was the last straw for me. So I put them down, all of them. Actually, one of them died from the fight, or one of them was barely hanging on. Tobias was barely hanging on. The Cane Corso mix, barely hanging on when I arrived. So my boundary was, you don't listen to my wife, who you know. Um, we're about to have a small child. Uh, I had to do it. And again, guys, I'm a trainer, man. I'm a freaking dog trainer, and so it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about now what that limit is, to help people say to make a safe choice. So that's it. That's my story, man. Personal story. All right. What is your opinion on dogs growling at people over resources? I've heard that you shouldn't correct a dog for growling because it teaches them to go straight to the bite. Well, yeah, that kind of is true. Um, some dogs may go straight for the bite, but then you correct the bite and see what you get. So, in my opinion, you can correct growling, you can correct biting. I correct growling. If you correct growling the right way, the dog will never bite because you corrected the growling the right way. If you just half-ass try and if you're scared and tentative about taking that bone or whatever it is from your dog will sense it and then may go ah, just to try and see if he can get you away. That's very normal. Happens in dog to dog interaction all the time. All right. What else y'all got for me? If bites okay. Yeah. Do you think American bullies have more relaxed temperament compared to the American Pit Bull Terrier? I think the lack of terrier, yes. Terrier is the damn problem. I mean, it's a terrier on steroids, man. Terriers are as crazy as damn pit bulls. Had a Jack Russell Terrier one time growing up, and that dog was nuts. Talk about a dog that you have met before, Hashim. We still concerned about how he could be having a new member in the family. Eh? Remind me. Describe Hashim. I don't know. I think I briefly remember. I think he was that real difficult dog, though, man. Is that big? Is he that big tan pit bull? Because he was tough, no doubt about it. You know what makes some dogs light brown? Yeah, I remember him now. Yeah, he was sneaky. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember now. He was sneaky tough. Like one time I was reaching in his crate and I thought we were vibing, and out of nowhere he just went, "Rawr." I'm like, damn, bro. Excuse you. I didn't do anything. I'm just trying to get you out of here. Um, which I thought was weird because it doesn't happen like ever. There's definitely, he might be more irritable because of his he might have health issues. Dogs are more irritable when they are vulnerable or when they're going through something because they feel more vulnerable. And but I don't know. Yeah. Uh, listen, too, guys. Again, the majority of the pit bulls that I work with are not going to be the dogs that I'm talking about. Um, yeah. So maybe we could come up with again a temperament test to better temperament test pit bulls and pit bull mixes or any dogs for that matter. Maybe we could come up with a better temperament test to give to rescues to try and just make sure that they really know what kind of dog they have, to be able to adopt out. Because I really don't think that they push the dogs enough. You have to be able to see how the dog handles stress to really know who the dog is. How does the dog handle stress? I think rescues are probably avoiding that by all costs. I don't know. Maybe some are doing good. I can imagine there are some that are really doing good work. What does the dog act like when there's a really stressed out dog around? When there's a really barking, obnoxious dog around? Because they're going to see that. That's a really good indicator of how the dog will act, how tough the dog is on leash. They should literally put a dog on leash and have a crazy ass dog walk by and see how they do. That's a good measurement. They should measure their level of separation anxiety because that is another big, heavy headache for folks who just adopt a dog out of good faith. They may not even be educated about separation anxiety at all. Then they got to do all this tons of work online. But every dog should be temperament tested for separation anxiety, leash reactivity. I think a lot of rescues cover resource aggression and dog aggression. Um, what else do they test for? Anybody in rescue? What else do they test for? That's the thing. We think he's very unpredictable if we can describe it like that. And same because we don't have family or people that we really know around us is the same, just us with him. Well, let me just tell y'all something. When that baby comes, you know, you guys should separate him and that baby for a whole month and really get your dog to know that you can't even slightly care about what's going on with this baby. There should be no ears perked up like this when it comes to anything the baby does. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it more too. You can feel free to reach out and let's have a conversation, man. You know what I mean? Um, because again, I'm passionate about dogs and kids, and uh, a good plan for bringing the baby home and what the first month looked like. I just did it. I went through it twice. Got a 4-year old and a 2-year old, so um, I know what works and what worked for me. So let me know. Feel free to reach out. All right, y'all. Those of you who are new to the chat, or if not, whatever, it doesn't matter. Ask me some questions if you want. Ask as many questions as you like. Or if you have any comments, concerns, or whatever. If you disagree, please let me know. Holy smokes. We don't want an hour and a half. I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, I'm going, man. All right, y'all. I've talked too much. Hopefully, you guys got something out of it. I am sorry to be boring. I know I'm boring, man. But I choose truth over what's popular. I really could be passionate and say, I love pit bulls and they could never do any harm and they're totally innocent. And, but I gotta be, I don't want people to be hurt. I don't want children to be hurt. I don't want hearts to be broken, man. So I really feel bad for these people who get these dogs in good faith, really almost tricked because I'm sure the rescue knew that these dogs should not be in the house with two dogs, in the house with two small children. Goodness gracious. So, um, yeah, I'm sorry to be truthful. I mean, as truthful as I can be. Um, like I said, I've had pit bulls myself, and I've had to make the tough choice. I've I've rescued, fostered many a dog that I've kept for a long time because I wanted to make sure they went to the right house. I won't do it any other way. Um, so maybe we just need to come up with a better temperament test system standard that we can really help match up people and dogs, families and dogs. But I fear that, you know, the people who think that no dogs should be euthanized would would have a problem with that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like my stuff. Give me some love, hearts, whatever you want to do. I appreciate you guys and your input. And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Have a great night. See y'all YouTube.